Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk all things major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and much, much more. I'm your host, Chris, and today we're going to be talking about The Flash movie, Ezra Miller, the future of DC. So much of it hangs in the balance because a very large portion of it goes hand in hand. And if you haven't already heard the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, Ezra Miller is in trouble, legal trouble, mental health issues, all sorts of problems across the board for this young actor, and he's had problems with threatening people, threatening to murder people, robbing people, breaking into different people's homes, providing minors with drugs and alcohol, and he is actually wanted in a few different countries for breaking these different rules. Not to mention a few years ago when he publicly choked out a young individual, and he was dealing with that as well. So it's escalated to social media call-outs, to bashing specific groups for different ideologies and his own personal beliefs, we'll call them, and so many different problems that Ezra Miller is running into. But this ultimately, for us comic book movie fans, chalks up a huge problem for DC and the DCEU and the upcoming DC universe. So let's dive into Warner Brothers Discovery's 3 options that they are reportedly considering for further actions with the Flash film and Ezra Miller. If you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our other major movie and television news updates happening daily here on the channel. You can also follow me on my other socials, Instagram at Chris M. Rosser and Twitter at TheCultureChris. Links to both of these are in the description down below. So for starters, here's what Warner Bros. Discovery is considering. There are 3 options on the table. Number 1, Ezra Miller gives an interview explaining his erratic behavior and does limited press for the Flash movie. Number 2, Ezra Miller plays no part in the film's promotion and the role gets recast, either during or after the Flash film. And then the option 3, the film will get completely scrapped. Now it's important to remember a few details here, because there is a lot going on. For starters, the film has tested extremely well. Even with all of Ezra Miller's legal woes, people are enjoying what was created in the Flash movie. And come to think about it, and if we're being completely honest, thinking back to Ezra Miller's performance in the Justice League, specifically in the Snyder Cut, where we got a better backstory for the character, he is a fun Flash, and the actor does a really good job in this role. But we're in a day and age where you can't really separate your personal life from your life as a hero. People look up to these actors, and if this actor in his spare time is running around breaking the law in every way he possibly can, mocking authorities on social media, it's really hard for us as fans to respect his rendition of Flash. Now, comic book movie fans are some of the most detail-oriented out there, and they definitely hold a high regard and a high importance of respect towards these characters, and I do completely understand that. My favorite way of explaining, oh, it's just a comic book character, get over it, well, not everybody had present fathers, or mothers, or siblings, or heroes that they could look up to in their daily lives. You guys remember that teacher who way back when you looked up to, or your dad when he took you out back and taught you how to play a sport? Not everybody had that. Some people looked up to these comic book heroes as their authority figures, as who they wanted to be when they grew up. On pages, in animated series, and movies, all the way across the board, and I completely understand why some people are so serious about their relationship with a character, whether on screen or on the pages. So to have that character's actor then blatantly disrespect everything that a hero stands for, and to go across the world and cause all these problems, I understand the unrest. Also, in a world where consequences are given for actions, somebody who is blatantly disregarding the law, holds themselves above other people, probably shouldn't be put in a position where young people and people who grew up loving superheroes will be praising them. Even more so if the movie is actually doing very, very well as far as the test results go, when they screen the movie for people to see and to get reactions to see if they have to change anything. These are all important details to remember. We also need to remember the other extremely important fact, and that is the importance of this Flash movie. It's very, very difficult to simply say, okay, let's just get rid of Ezra Miller's The Flash. 1, the movie's completely done and ready to go. 2, the entire shift from the DCEU, which is, the Justice League with Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, from the Justice League, from the Snyder storyline, all of these different characters, that DCEU project has kind of failed. But the plan has always been, back since 2020, with Jim Lee explaining how the multiverse works, and then shortly after that panel during DC Fandom talking about the Flash film entering the multiverse, his quantum abilities finally being channeled and used to leave the DCEU and enter the DC universe, where all of these parallel universes exist, and if you were to stab a pencil through them, there are ultimate numbers of opportunities and different combinations of characters that can exist in any type of race or age or gender, and it goes on forever and for infinites. That is what's going to be happening with Ezra Miller's movie, opening up this universe so we can kind of move on from the DCEU, maybe try to get a little bit more of continuity in the films, and maybe get some pretty interesting stories. Now, with the success that it sounds like the Flash movie is having, I think it's very unlikely that they're scrapping the whole film. They might end up testing some new footage or filming some new scenes, doing some reshoots to replace Ezra Miller, whether he retires somehow or they kill him off somehow. It's not an easy topic because I highly doubt Ezra Miller would agree to come back to do reshoots to get killed, or to do any kind of reshoots that would end up replacing his character with a different version of Flash. So that leaves us with the option of completely recasting him, moving into the DC universe, because Ezra Miller is opening the DC universe, so he is going to be an integral character to that importance and to that overall storyline. So of course, in typical DC fashion, not to any fault of their own, it is going to be, again, a little messy, which really is a shame because this movie does carry the weight of the future of the DC universe. And as fun as Black Adam looks like it's going to be, or even Shazam is going to be, they've really doubled down and put this inside the DCEU, especially with the last Shazam trailer that came out, where they showed different superheroes like Superman and Ben Affleck's Batman and all these characters who are in the DCEU specifically. So they've doubled down on that. They can't even shift out and use Shazam and Black Adam and recreate the DC universe because now it's all part of the DCEU as well. So all of the weight has officially shifted to Ezra Miller, who's having a lot of issues right now individually. But I am curious, what do you guys think? And this is something that will require the public's opinion to decide what's okay. At the end of the day, Warner Brothers Discovery is going to do whatever they see fit, but do you want to see the Flash film completely scrapped? Or are you alright with Ezra Miller playing this role and then we'll just simply figure out how to recast the Flash in the future and just deal with the continuity issues? What are you alright with? Or are you just over it and you just don't care at all? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thank you to everybody who watched to the very end of the video. If you found it helpful, useful, or entertaining, consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell. And as always, I will see you guys all in the next one, right here on Cosmic Culture.